Silat al-Rahim. This is very important also. To help your spouse to have an excellent relationship with his parents. To help your spouse to have an excellent relationship with his or her parents. Usually, women, even if their husbands do not help them, they will call their parents very often. And sometimes too often when it comes to phone bills, right? But husbands, usually, they are not as careful in calling their parents. What the wives can do here to encourage their husbands to call their parents. Because if you do that, then you're encouraging the parents to be obedient to you're encouraging your husband to be obedient to his parents. And if you do that, this is one of the best deeds in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless your household. So I encourage the sisters to encourage their husbands to be excellent to their parents, to call their parents. Number 24, to choose the topic of your spouse's interest. For instance, your wife may not be particularly interested in office politics. You may have problems at the office with your boss and so on, and you talk to your wife. She may be patient, listen to you for a couple of minutes, and then she wants to listen to something else. So you should be careful in talking about things that she likes. And the same thing for the wife also. She should try to talk about the things that her husband likes. This is mutual, inshallah. Number 25. Praise your spouse in front of their relatives. You should, in front of her parents, you should say, you are wonderful. And this will increase your value 100 times in her parents, right? And if her parents are satisfied with you, then your marriage is gonna go well. I can say this because my father-in-law is here, so I'm trying to score points here, implicitly, okay? So, you should tell your wife or your husband that you are wonderful, that you have, you gave me the most precious gift by raising this wonderful wife, or by raising this wonderful son. And they will really appreciate it. Tell it to them. They will love it. Yani. Number 26. Give each other gifts, even after marriage. Because typically gifts are before marriage, right? The husband is very active in buying gifts. And after marriage, as the years go on, in general, the gifts decrease, right? Because now we take the spouse for granted. We should never do that. We should always surprise each other with gifts. Not necessarily on occasions. All of a sudden, you give your spouse a gift. This is also re-energizes the love within the couple. That the Prophet ﷺ said, when you give each other gifts, you will love each other. Tahaddu, tahabbu. Right? Number 27. Getting rid of the routine and the rust. If you have a certain routine for 6 months or 7 months, try to think about creative ways and surprise your spouse. Let's do something different. A surprise trip, for instance. Do something surprising that reminds you of your 20s or maybe teens in some cases, right? Do something that is completely new to re-energize the love between you. Number 28. To ignore small mistakes. As we said before, focus on the positive. One should not be very picky. If my spouse makes any mistake, then so one should not be very picky about the mistakes of his or her spouse. Ignore small mistakes. Be forgiving. Number 29, and this is very important. Do not dig in your spouse's past mistakes before marriage. Some people before marriage, they made mistakes. They may be big mistakes, they may be small, right? But once you marry that person, you accepted them, do not dig into their past. If they made repentance, Allah has accepted their repentance, and when one repents, Allah loves that person so much. So if Allah loves that person, who are you to judge that person? If a person made repentance, that's it. Forget about it. Never dig in the past. Number 30, this is very important. To always smile to your spouse, even if you are very tired. Some of us, we are smiling like crazy when we go to the grocery store, right? And we smile at work, but when we go home, the smile is out of order. It goes maybe under repair, right? This is a problem. We should always, for instance, if the wife is staying at home, when her husband comes, she should not greet him with, take the garbage out, right? She should greet him that my husband came, that I am very excited, right? She should she should greet him that apparently this happens a lot, right? She should greet him that my husband came, my love came, right? I am very excited. She should dress for her husband, even if they have been married for more than 1 month, right? She should dress for her husband. If the husband goes home and his wife is smelling biryani every day, okay, then this may create a problem in terms of attractiveness, physical attractiveness. It's okay if she's cooking biryani sometimes, that's understandable. One should not be ideal and taking care of the kids. But at least once a week or twice a week, that when her husband comes, she is wearing something very attractive, she is all smiles, she gives him a kiss, she hugs him, I missed you today, how was your day? And things like this, very romantic. And when you do that, then the rest of the evening is gonna be very beautiful. And this is very important. But if you greet your husband with take the garbage, then of course there is a problem, right? In a similar way, also the husband should appreciate if he sees that his wife has prepared herself for him and beautified herself for him. He should really appreciate, said, wow, this is beautiful. You look so wonderful today, mashallah. You are the most beautiful wife that I have ever known, right? Or something like this. The most beautiful wife in the world, right? You should tell her this. Yes, right? You should tell her this. And there is a hadith which says that a woman who beautifies herself for her husband, her reward will be more than prayer and fasting. Because this is extremely important. One should not ignore something for something. I cannot give priority to cooking, right, over attractiveness. Every place should have its weight, right? It's very important. Number 31. Tell your wife that you look so great today, that I like your hair, that I like your haircut, right? Tell her that she looks great. This is very important. Number 32. It is extremely important for the family to sit together at least once a day, to have a family together. The saying goes that a family that eats together stays together. A family that eats together stays together. So the family should try their best to eat a meal together, the whole family, right? At least once a day. This is very important. Not everyone going home, opening the fridge and making a sandwich, right? That's not good. Because eating comes with it a lot. Then you have a chance to ask your children, to your wife, how was your day, and so on. So many things come with eating. Number 33. Share with your spouse your plans. Do not make your plans by yourself and surprise your wife. Unless you are talking about a surprise gift or something, right? But when you have plans, whether these are career plans or family plans or buying a house and so on, take the decisions together. Make shura.